In minute number 8. This is Digans going all the way back to Williams. Arthurton. Fatima liking to knock the ball around. Smith back to Arthurton. Gets goalkeeper Edwards involved. To Bailey. Flicks it on to Leach. That's a good ball. Leach is on the go. He's trying to go past Mohammed. Mohammed does well. Does very well indeed. But then he loses it. And the clearance coming off of Leach goes behind. It's going to be a goal kick for East Mucurapo.
Well, despite the fact this being a derby, hasn't really played in derby type tempo we're used to seeing, and I'm sure Fatima College would enjoy that because they're the front runner so far.
Well, this is Shaves.
That's good skill.
Cleared up field. Gulston.
He's done well again.
Yeah, he's holding up the ball nicely, well, isn't he?
That's a poor pass.
Yeah. There was Taylor trying to get it to Latchman. Eventually, Latchman gets it. But again, trying to go across field with it. It's picked up by Williams. Goes back to Edwards. Long ball from Williams, searching for a Shaves, but it's picked up nicely there in the middle of the field by Cox. He goes wide to Latchman. Latchman plays it in field, and this is Atiba playing it nicely there to Muckshine. This is good from Mucurapo. Plays it back to Henry. Henry goes wide out to Brewster. Brewster turns with it, looking around and trying to go up that left side. Good, strong challenge coming in, and it's going to be a throw for Mucurapo. Shaves getting it on to Bailey. Bailey turns with it, gets it back to Shaves. Sorry, that's Digans. He's trying to find Shaves with a long ball, but this is Latchman getting it back to Mohammed. Mohammed turning with it, playing it in field. That is Atiba. Atiba back to Mohammed. This is good for Mucurapo, but they lose. All of a sudden, Brent, they play 2-3 good balls and then they give it away. But here is a good ball going down the left side to Bailey, but intercepted by Cox. He's having a good game so far for Mucurapo. Trying to get Latchman going, but it's going to... Oh, he misses it. This is Gulston. That's a good retrieving challenge, but still, Mucurapo in possession. And the ball played over. This could be a chance. Oh, it was pushed a little too far. That was the man pushing it a little too far ahead of him was Henry. He's gone across onto that left side and couldn't control it as he moved forward. But here comes Fatima with King. Intercepted here by Muckshine. Still Muckshine in possession. Going up that left side. Being confronted by King. This is Muckshine. Has to go back towards Henry. Henry playing it further back as Mucurapo trying to gain some sort of ascendancy as they go forward on that left side again with it. East Mucurapo settling now into this game nicely and trying looking to cause some problems for Fatima, but it's Arthurton winning it. Plays that ball forward to King. King starts to move forward with it. Plays a good ball, but he gets us a retrieve because it wasn't a good ball, but it went back to him. And this is just Shaves trying to go down the right side. It's intercepted. It's going to be a throw for Fatima. Much more even game now, Brent.
Yeah, much more even. East Mucurapo warming up to the task. I think the game getting a little bit stretched, particularly in the middle of the park. We've seen a lot of room out wide in the wide areas because the retreating players are not getting back there in time. And of course, I think that would suit a transitional game, would suit East Mucurapo better than Fatima College. They want to, of course, possess the ball as a collective. And they've been knocked off of the stride a bit, and credit to East Mucurapo for that.
This is King. No, sorry, that is Smith with a cross. Eventually it's cleared upfield. As Mucurapo coming away with it. The ball played over onto that far side to Henry. Henry, good, strong challenge there. Coming in by Arthurton. one thing with Fatima in Atherton and Williams, they possess two solid centre backs, Brent.
Yeah, two solid, no nonsense type of centre backs, as they make it their business to make those, as we say, fair but hard challenges.
Oh,
I know you're about to get into, of course, the type of challenges, but I won't allow you as we go into the cooling break. I think you may need a cooling break as well, Colin.
No, I'm fine actually. That rain cooled me down enough. It was all on my back, so I'm good. I'm good. But so far so good. Fatima would be obviously the happy of the two teams. Going away with having gone into this cooling break now at 1-0 up. They would be very, very happy. The goal coming from Michael Shaves. But since that goal, I think the first 10 minutes, Fatima, they were all over East Mucurapo, and they certainly looked as if they would have been able to score another goal. Yeah, so it's interesting, Brent, with this cooling break. Of course, don't miss the excitement of the SSFL on the SportsMax app. Download it from the app store on the Google Play Store. Catch all the league action and updates on the SportsMax app. So that of course, also don't miss the excitement of ISSA schoolboy football on the SportsMax app. Download from the app store at the Google Play Store. Catch all the league action as well and updates on the SportsMax app.
Yeah, I've been.
So all the action.
I've been playing around with the app, Colin, and I've.
Did you find?
I found a couple of the Easter schoolboy games, very entertaining as usual.
Yeah, I call it ISSA, but it's really ISA, isn't it?
It's ISA.
Yeah, ISA.
With a slight patois in it as well.
Patois.
Yeah.
Okay, Brent.
Jamaican patois.
Oh, okay.
But it's been very very good and very entertaining, the Easter schoolboy. Both leagues, and of course, the dream at some point is to get the winners of both to play against each other.
Yeah, that's how it was supposed to happen last year.
Yeah.
And then with a big four with St. Benedict's and Fatima going across, but it never materialized.
Maybe hopefully this year.
Yeah,
it'd be nice to see.
It will be really nice.
It was something that we had in the past, I know, where teams from Trinidad would travel up to Jamaica and vice versa.
Hopefully the respective ministries of education and Ministry of Sports can get involved.
Yeah.
And see, because if you plan it from now, Brent, who knows? Here's Bailey heading it back across. The Gans can't control it, and it's cleared up field. But here comes McShine for Mucurapo. Plays a good ball out to Latchman. Latchman plays a nice ball forward as East Mucurapo looking to make some inroads here. As the ball is with Taylor, he plays it back to Latchman, getting it back to Taylor, but it's well won here. And Leach sends it downfield, but it comes right back up from Mohammed to Latchman. And this is Taylor trying to get it across. Is it a handball?
Yeah.
Yep. So it's going to be a free kick.
Hand in an unnatural position.
Oh yeah. Well,
we're not
going to get into that debate, Brent. But
I tell you what, I think the first, I don't want to say referees, but the first football type association that comes out with a book of unnatural hand positions will make a lot of money.
Yeah, maybe Brent.
Maybe that's a business.
Yeah, maybe we can go into that. Here's the free kick from Latchman, and this was was it McShine? Couldn't get the shot away, but it's sent downfield for Shaves. He's trying to outrun Henry here. This could be interesting. Oh, Henry does well.
Excellent.
Very, very good defending. He sends it upfield, but he gives it away to Bailey. So Fatima come again. Shaves back into Bailey. Good challenge there as it's played out towards Shaves.
That's a bad ball.
Too close to the goalkeeper, but he's offside. Not a bad crowd, actually, Brent. The rain hasn't put off anybody, but it was a quick, sharp shower. And since then, it's nice conditions here at Fatima Ground, and we have a nice crowd in. The pavilion is packed, and we see around the ground a lot of spectators starting to come in. But here is East Mucurapo looking to come forward with it. It's with Taylor. Taylor chips it forward to Latchman. He's offside. Made the run a little too early and got into an offside position. So it's going to be a free kick for Fatima. Ali Edwards is going to take it. Very competent keeper he is. We saw a lot of him last year. Plays it across to Atherton. Gets it wide towards Smith. He plays it forward to Camacho. Gets the return ball and sends it long, but really not a good ball because no one is there. And it's going to be picked up by Henry. He gets it back to his keeper, Alexander. Alexander has to be careful because it's one here and then it goes out of play. It's going to be a goal kick for East Mucurapo. 1-0 so far. Fatima leading, coming up to just about the half an hour.
Well, it's a game that hasn't had a great deal of quality in it, Colin, but what it's have so far is the tenacity and certainly committed players. Certainly from a Fatima perspective, they've been first to a lot of the second balls and spill outs, and they've also set the trend. And that man Chaves up front, who is a tireless runner, they certainly kept themselves in it. And again, look at this, they've won everything that's come in that middle of the park, and that's a good ball.
Camacho to King. What is he going to do? Is he going to try to take him on? And
that's well defended.
Should have looked to get it in, but he probably looked up and there was only Shaves in the box, so he may have tried to probably...
He made the right decision. At the end of the day, he had to take his man on, but we've already seen Henry in 1v1 situations. He's quite strong in that capability. As we have a look at some of the East Mucurapo fans, they've been quiet so far.
Yep, they have been.
And
but their team is in the game. It's a good game now. When I say a good game, it's probably a good competitive game.
I tell you what.
Should have put it away.
I tell you what, Colin.
Yep.
That's a miss.
Yep.
And it was an awkward position to try to head the ball in.
Yeah, it was King. But it would have been better, Brent, maybe if he volleyed it.
Yeah.
He tried to head it and it was down by his knee. What's that? What's that, Brent? Is that thunder? Or the Fatima crowd making noise? But lightning as well. And the players have got to come off the field. Yeah. The players have got to come off the field. But what lightning and thunder. And we have not heard that.
Well, we've had
Trinidad for about...
I was about to say, we've had some real extremities here, where, of course, the fact that we've had a lot of sunshine, and now all of a sudden, lightning.
Yeah, so a little bit of a lightning strike there, and the players have come off the field. So what has happened here? Because we have been having some of the most scorching heat over the last couple of weeks, and all of a sudden, just about when the game was about to start, Brent, we had a drizzle, and it's so we'll...
Well, the good news is, Colin, that the players are off the field, and of course they're exhibiting the right precautionary measures.
Oh, yeah.
I believe there was a situation in Jamaica yesterday, and but there was a lightning strike on the pitch yesterday, and apparently there's one again today.
Yeah.
And of course, it serves the importance for taking all the right measures when something like that happens. As I mentioned to you, leading up to this broadcast, about my time in Miami, where they have an actual alarm, Colin, on the field.
Yep.
And once lightning strikes within 8 to 9 mile radius, you of course you have to get off the field. If you don't, you get a ticket from the police officers.
Yes. So the players are going to be off the field. They're not going to play apparently for the next 20 minutes, Brent. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here, because well, what a turnaround we've had. Now, when we look to the back of us, Brent, where the rain tends to come from, it's a lot of blue sky and thing now. Yes, there is a little bit of gray. You know, you look towards towards the north, the hills, there is a little bit of gray cloud, but in general, it seems to be clearing up. No rain at the moment, but where the problem lies is just heading towards maybe the Diego Martin Pity Valley Way, where it's really overcast. You can't see the mountains in the distance. So it's a lot of rain must be falling, a lot of rain falling down that area now. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But the players are gone off the field, and they do have a 20-minute break. They do have a 20-minute break until till we can resume here. And don't forget, play, I think, was suspended after, 28 minutes? If memory serves me right. We'll just have to get that official... we'll just have a verdict of how soon or when that play was suspended. I believe it was 28 minutes, but we'll get that official word for you. But so at the moment, the players have made their way. I haven't seen this for a while here. I have not seen something like this in secondary schools football for a while, since we've been doing the games, that play has been actually suspended due to a lightning strike. And but for those of you who are now joining us, we've been playing for around 25, 26 minutes or 28 minutes, somewhere around there. And Fatima, they're leading by 1-0. The goal scored in the 8th minute through Michael Shaves. And Mucurapo certainly came back into the game. So I think this lightning strike here is going to be better for Fatima than for Mucurapo, because they were really coming back into the game. They were starting to assert themselves. And so we're going to just wait for official word as to exactly when we can restart this first half. So it means we're going to have some overtime as it stands. So play is on pause at the moment. And so we're just gonna go down. Yes, so we are just on a, as we say, it's a play has been suspended for about 20 minutes, but in the meantime, we're gonna go downstairs on the pitch. Hans and Brent, they are pitch side, and we're gonna have a word with them.
We are definitely on the pitch, Colin Murray, and for safety, play has been suspended for 20 minutes, and we need to have 20 minutes with no lightning before we resume the game action. Brent, now we would have seen a great season opener with Fatima College and St. Benedict's. Let's talk about how the NGC Super Cup went.
Well, it was well received, first and foremost, from the spectators that was there at the Hasely Crawford Stadium. More importantly, the game itself was entertaining. You had 7 goals. Of course, a major comeback from Fatima College. They were down 3-0 at the half. We saw glimpses of a star being born in Garcia, nicknamed Zoom Zoom, who had a terrific performance. But it really started with the lineups. When you looked at the lineups, first and foremost, in Benedict's College, starting what they consider the second level. A lot of reserves starting in this game, but they were positive from the first whistle. And that man George, of course, who got the penalty, Zoom Zoom with the finish, a.k.a. Garcia.
Yes.
And, of course, he put St. Benedict's 1 goal up to 0. A game, of course, that had its moments for Fatima College. They struggled in front of goal. They got into wide positions, but it was St. Benedict's, of course, was the team that executed at the other end of the field. They went 2-0 up with a good finish by Zoom. And look at that, Hans, for a strike. I said from very early, this could be a contender for goal of the season. And it was a terrific finish. But here comes the boys from Fatima College. They came back into the game. And you felt when that goal score, it was a comeback that was certainly on. And of course, at 3-2, it was on, and the momentum swing, of course, of Fatima College's way, and St. Benedict's College at that point in time was holding on.
And the Fatima College boys, they went up in terms of their motivation and inspiration for their fellow teammates.
And you just felt for a minute that another goal would not just mean that they will go, of course, in line with Fatima, but that's the goal that made it, shaved it to 1 goal. and you just felt that they would get back into it. But of course, the brilliance of the man from St. Benedict's College, Garcia up front, with this great individual run, taking on his defender. Look at that for a bit of skill. And puts it past Edwards. And that there can win any championship in any country. Good finish, good victory, again, against what we thought was a run of form, a team St. Benedict's College had put together that was primarily of players that normally don't play on their team, came up trumps to them, and the first trophy distribution went to the boys from Laramie, St. Benedict's College.
Now, interestingly enough, when we talk about our matchup today, Brent, and we're going to get a little more into today's matchup, but here we have another one of the goals from Fatima College.
It was all academic at that point in time, and of course St. Benedict's College was well ahead. And as I said, one individual, and that man was Garcia. He was certainly superb on the day and deserved to win the trophy. Of course, as the boys went to the stands, a famous victory for the boys from St. Benedict's College.
All right, but Brent, interestingly enough, St. Benedict's College would have beaten Fatima in that one, but clearly Fatima College would have learned some lessons because East Mucurapo College actually were able to beat St. Benedict's College, and on this break, Fatima is ahead by 1-0.
Yeah, they're up by 1-0. A lot of it has to do with the application by Fatima College. It hasn't been a game filled with quality play, but what it's been filled with is the tenacity that they've shown so far, and that tenacity has come from Fatima College. They've won every second ball. They've been very determined in their play, and because of that, they scored their goal, and then they're up 1 goal. But of course, East Mucurapo started to warm to their occasion, and they've started to get back into it. So it should be an intriguing finish to this half going into the second half.
Well, a lot more is on offer here at Fatima College grounds. It's the Mucurapo Derby, East Mucurapo Secondary School against Fatima College. Remember, for all of the secondary schools, Football League Premiership Division action, as well as the ISSA Schoolboy football action, you can download the SportsMax app, log in, and see, feel, and experience everything. We'll take a break right now, and when we come back, it's more SSFL Premiership Division. This is the Mucurapo Derby.
Welcome to SSFL Premiership Division. SSFL Premiership Division.
This is the Secondary Schools Football League Premiership Division. This is the Mucurapo Derby. East Mucurapo Secondary up against Fatima College here at Fatima College's sports grounds. Play has been suspended due to lightning, so we're on standby. We need 20 minutes free of no lightning before we can resume play here at this grounds, and we can definitely look forward to who will be determined the kings of Mucurapo. Hans Devines, I'm here on the pitch with Brent Sancho. Brent, I mean, we've seen a lot of brilliance on the field. 1-0 the score at this moment. Fatima College on top. Let's talk about some of the players of Fatima College that would have made a difference in the first half.
Yeah, and to the build-up of this one, we talked about Christian Bailey and his guile, his graft, his ability, of course, to beat players 1v1 in situations. And we saw snippets of that in the first half so far. We saw his ability to get by players and service the ball into the box. He came inside on 1 or 2 occasions, and he did well. Yeah. And of course, they are anchored at the back by Jaden Williams, the man that's very solid in what he does defensively. His ability to stop players, organize the defense, have been very much instrumental to Fatima's success last season, and we're seeing some of it this season. Both players, as we have a look at Christian Bailey in our shot, is very key to what Fatima does and what makes them successful. I talked about their tenacity. I talked about their willingness to be first to second balls, winning things in the middle of the park. That's the reason why they are in front so far. That has been their success. That has been the vehicle that they've been driven in, and if they continue in that vein, they could easily move on to win this game. But as I said, East Mucurapo started to warm up to their task.
Well, Brent, let's talk a little bit about the goal scorer today, Chiefs.
Well, he's a tireless runner. We mentioned, of course, that the type of player that he is. He's one that defenders hate to defend, because those lost causes that normally defenders win, the 70-40 balls, 70-30 balls, sorry, he's the one that's first. He makes himself first hit and changes it to a 50-50 ball. His tireless running, and of course his goal scoring ability, which we got a glimpse of. The ball was served to him and he smacked it into the back of the net. It's a good finish, and at the end of the day, that's the type of willingness you need up front with the tempo. He sets the tempo for the team, and that's the tempo Fatima wants to play at.
Well, the young men are getting ready to get back on the field, but let's take a look at Fatima College's coach before we move forward and get back to the action on the pitch here at Fatima College grounds.
So far it's been going good. The nice thing about this team is that the nucleus of the team who was here last year, they're still here. Yes, we lost some key players, but I think the replacement that we had for them will just stand up to the test. We have a lot of the guys who came from the U16s, because last year from our team, you know, we lost about 6 guys who went away on scholarship. We're hoping to get our balance right and have a good season. The guys, you know, they've been tremendous. They want to go one step further from what they did last year. We came second in the league. Now we won the Intercol. So this year, you know, we're looking at 4 trophies. This year, it's going to be a little tougher, because most of the team, not most, all of the teams have enough time to prepare. Whereas by last year, it was kind of touch and go, you know. I think they're ready for it. I think they will stand up to the test.
Well, we'll see if they can stand up to the test to be the kings of Mucurapo. But East Mucurapo, they have different plans. As you can see, the stands are filled today. The students are out to support their respective institutions, and no one is leaving, because this is an important one to determine who will be the kings of Mucurapo.
Well, we've had everything, haven't we? We've had hot sunshine, we've had lightning, we have rain, we have goals. I mean, it's been one of those days so far, and we've had an entertaining game of football, and I expect that to continue on, despite the rain has, of course, moved on a bit, but the place certainly is going to be hot.
Well, Colin Murray is upstairs and ready to continue to tell us what's happening on the field here at Fatima College grounds.
Well, we're just about getting ready for the restart, and it's going to be a goal kick for East Mucurapo. Looks to be Cox, the man who's going to take the kick. So we're going to resume the first half here with Fatima leading by that Michael Shaves goal in the 8th minute. So here's Cox with the kick sent upfield. The heads go up. Taylor not getting there. The loose ball is picked up by King. He goes back to Leach. Well, it came off of Latchman, so it's going to be a throw for Fatima. Leach is going to take the throw. He's looking for some movement. Sends it downfield for King. But is it a little bit of pushing on the part of King? So Mohammed gets the foul. Cox is going to take the free kick. So we're back here, 31 and a half minutes gone. As Cox with the kick, Taylor is there. Tries to get it across to Atiba. Atiba does well. But intercepted here is Camacho. Plays it downfield to King. It's a good challenge. And Cox slipping there as that ball is played to Shaves. Henry intercepting. Gets it to Mohammed. Mohammed does well. It's a good interception there. Excellent interception by Collier. And eventually a free kick as Mohammed is brought down. Brent, we're back here and just about 13 minutes left for half time. And it's a little bit difficult for these guys, isn't it? They stop, start, come back on and then just play for 13 minutes and then they've got to go back off again.
Well, I think it's more mental than anything else, Colin. It's because to get warm back in a football game, yes, that can happen, but to be switched on to the type of concentration levels that you would have had coming before the break, and sometimes your mind switches off in some of the tasks that you have and the directives that would have been given. Of course, the coaching staff of the various of both teams would have, of course, gone back and hammered that back into the head of the players, but still, you have to think that the concentration levels have to be quite high because you're only playing 13 plus minutes before the half and you want to make sure that you stay switched on.
Who would that break have favoured more, you think?
I think it would have favoured Fatima College simply because East Mucurapo was starting to get into the game. They started to warm up to their task and just when they were getting into advanced areas of the pitch, of course the lightning strike came and they had to go on a break.
Well, here is the free kick as Mohammed got some treatment, so he's back on the field as a little bit of Camacho just jumping on the back of Taylor. So it's going to be a free kick. Atiba is going to take it. He takes it quickly, gets it to Mohammed, who's back in the action. That's going to be too close, I think. But I was going to say too close to Edwards, but the ball just hung up in the air. It's played over onto that far side towards Henry. But it's won back here by Fatima as they look to come forward with it. Bailey has gone across onto that right side now. As this is Smith with the throw, looking for Shaves. Comes off of Brewster. So it's going to be a throw for Fatima. This is Camacho. Looking to get it back to Smith. Smith does well, but can't keep it in. As it was played back to him, didn't control that as well as he should have done. And it's going to be a throw for Mucurapo. A lot of spectators here. I'm seeing the president of the Secondary Schools Football League, Brent Mareri Gonzalez, is here.
Yeah, it's essentially a derby, but it's also a top of the table clash.
Right.
Second versus fourth.
And two unbeaten teams.
And it's remarkable that, and of course fortunate that we have this sort of competition so early in the season. Of course, we started off with a cracker, Colin, with San Juan North
and
against the champion St. Benedict's.
That was a great game, wasn't it?
What a game that was. And of course, we had the end-to-end action with St. Mary's and Aprima College. Shaves on the chase again.
Well, this is Mohammed. Plays the ball up to Latchman. This is good work on the part of Taylor. He turns nicely with it. Plays it to Latchman. Back to Taylor, but well intercepted there by Leach as he comes forward with it now. Looking around, very left-footed. Gets it to Ward. That's a great good ball.
And he deliver.
Goes back and towards the shot coming there from the Gans. Great ball in the first place by the Gans to Smith. Smith played it back to the Gans. Good bit of work by both of them, and the shot didn't have the kind of power.
Yeah, and they've started off the same way they started this game, Fatima College, putting East Mucurapo on the back foot. That's good interplay by the two men. But unfortunately, this could be dangerous.
That's a very good interception by Mohammed. But eventually, it's going to be a free kick. But that ball was coming out there to King, and there was a really good interception by Mohammed. Still 1-0 here. We just have about 8.5 minutes to the half. And we'll have to wait and see just how much added on time the referee would give. Referee Derry as Mucurapo with the free kick. It's Henry. Long free kick looking for Gulston, headed by Atherton. And it's going to be a free kick. A bit of pushing there by Collier, who says he played the ball. Referee Derry says, no, you didn't. You played the man. And the free kick. Oh, the free kick quickly taken, but it's given away. This is Bailey for Fatima. Gets it to Shaves. Going on that left side, going on that right side, is Smith. Sends it over, looking for King. But it's won back here by Mucurapo. Taylor, he loses out, and the shot comes just over the bar. So Shaves now having a shot with that left foot as the loose ball came to him. He just turned, sort of half turn and hit it, but it just went over the bar. That is Michael Shaves, the man who scored the goal so far for Fatima.
Well, they've done well, Fatima College. We talked about who will warm up to this task of coming back after the lightning strikes the quickest. And you have your answer, Colin. They've started off the same way as I mentioned. They started the game with the likes of Shaves and, of course, Bailey making those types of run that have made East Mucurapo very difficult. But credit the East Mucurapo defense in terms of their position. And
they've got solid, I think, at the back now.
Yeah.
You look at Mohammed, you look at Cox, you look at Henry. Oh, but they give it away to Shaves. This could be a chance. It just goes just wide.
Right idea.
I tell you what, Brett, if that was inside the post, it might have sneaked in.
Yeah.
I thought Alexander was a little late diving across to his left.
It's the right idea by Shaves. He got in here. Look at this. He puts his head up and intentionally tries to guide it into that left pocket. It's just a bit wide. We've seen players in that situation, Colin, sometimes wanting to blast through the football and sometimes put it over the Fatima Pavilion in doing so. It's the right intent, just wrong execution.
Well, Brewster gets it up to Henry. Still Henry.
That's good skill.
Going up that left side with it. Tries to get it to Gulston, but it's intercepted by Atherton, who's had a good game so far in the defense. I thought Fatima has been pretty solid in defense as that ball is played out. They haven't conceded a goal in the league as yet. They conceded 4 against St. Benedict's. But I think they've, since then...
They've tightened up,
yeah. No doubt.
And I think a lot of it in the St. Benedict's games was down to individual errors. And they've seemed to have had better concentration in what they're doing.
Well, it's cleared up field, but East Mucurapo trying to put Fatima under some pressure. But here goes Bailey. Sends it to Shaves.
This could be trouble.
Yeah, he's got some speed on him, doesn't he?
That's a foul. That's a foul.
It's going to be a penalty, or is it? Let's see. Well, there was a defender, in fairness to Henry. Cox was sort of
retreating defender.
Yeah, he was retreating. So I don't think he was the last man.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see where this foul occurred, because from where we stand here, Colin, we both thought it was a penalty. But as we have another look at it here, or not, it's where it was first initiated.
That's right.
And I would say it was first initiated outside of the box.
Yeah.
But it continued into the box. So, correct call.
Leach is going to take it now. Is he going to go to goal from here, Brent?
He should.
Yeah.
He definitely should.
He's got to. Now, the Gans is also there, but I think Leach is going to have a go. There's a 4-man or 5-man wall. Let's see. For East Mucurapo. The Gans is giving the impression that he wants to take it, as Leach is sort of walking away, but is it going to be the Gans? It is the Gans, and that's not a good one, but it deflects.
Tell you what.
It could have gone anywhere.
For a minute there, Colin, I thought it was going to nestle on the side of the net there, inside of the net.
It could have gone anywhere, really. Wasn't a great free kick by any means.
It wasn't. And
but the deflection made it be very, very tight for Mucurapo.
well, Alexander had the same look like we did, puzzled.
Well, here is the left-sided corner for Fatima. And again, the tall players from Fatima inside the box. Jaden Williams is there, Arthurton is there, both good headers of the ball. And here it goes, but not a good corner. That's a it's not the first. We've seen Fatima take about 3 or 4 corners, and Fatima, to be honest, their corners have been good. Yeah.
Because I mentioned the height advantage that they do have in Leach and Arthurton, and of course Williams at the back was quite good in the air. They really should be trying to find those targets. That's good skill.
Yeah, Bailey, he's come back onto this left side. He's a real threat when he runs. When you allow him to run at you with the ball, he's really a big threat. As that ball is looking to play forward, but it's picked up here by McShine. Sends a nice ball. That's a good ball to Latchman. This could be problems here for Fatima. Latchman sending it across. Goldston takes it down. Goldston! Oh!
Had to finish.
He had to finish. He did everything correct. It was a lovely ball from Latchman coming over. Goldston took it down. He went inside of the defender. No, he tried to place it away from the keeper. He should have done better.
Yeah.
But give Edwards credit.
He stood his ground.
Yep, and he was able to hold on to it.
Yeah, he didn't go down too early, and he made sure that he stood his ground. But what a chance there for Goldston. He did everything correct.
Let's have a look.
Look at this. He settled himself and just really needed that split second to compose himself. Look at it. Takes on his man. He really just needed to compose himself and place it in a corner.
What we did not see in that replay, Brent, was the ball that came across him.
And the touch.
And his touch.
Yeah.
He took it down beautifully, got inside of the defender, and then tried to place it away. Yeah. Brilliant.
I think he was always leaning back, almost falling back.
Oh, that goes just wide again. Close. A deflection from the corner.
Yeah, it's starting to open up.
Well, what's going on there?
This is silly.
Oh my word, I think he's gonna be red carded.
Yeah.
You cannot strike out at an opponent.
Yeah.
Now Bailey walks away. Well,
silly.
We're going to have a problem here. What is referee Timothy Derry going to do? Because it is quite clear that one of the, and I'm not sure who it is, I don't know if it's Cox, but he more or less lashed out at Bailey. Now the referee's calling Bailey over, and there is, I think it's Cox.
Well, I hope he has a conversation, because at the end of the day, these are young kids and they need to know. But I think because of the lashing out,
it's not Cox.
He's not left with any other opinion.
Well, he's got a red card and Bailey's got a yellow.
Yeah, and I think that might be the right call because of the lashing out.
Yeah,
you can't.
Let's see. It's
Lutchman.
It's Lutchman. Yeah, Lutchman. Well. What went wrong there? A moment of madness. It's really, the referee was left with no choice.
Yeah, and
because if we look at it again, Brent, and I'm sure we're going to have a look at it, he actually lashed out at Bailey.
Yeah,
you can't strike an opponent.
Yeah, and irrespective of if he felt he was, of course, hit in any way, what we all saw was his response and reaction. Correct.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. You just can't.
What a pity, because Mucurapo now, they've got to play the rest of this half, and we understand they 3 minutes added on time, and the rest of the second half with 10 men. That's going to be tough for them. Going to be really tough for them. So we're not sure what happened, because Bailey as well got a yellow card. Now the difference is Bailey, of course, he was the victim of being lashed out at. But what a miss Latchman is going to be for the East Mucurapo team. They win a corner.
Well, it looks like they're going to try to do this the hard way. Because I'm just thinking, what could have possibly gone into his head?
Yeah.
Because all eyes, it happened after the ball.
That's right.
Went dead, and all eyes was on him. And of course, the confirmation of the red card, Colin, as you were rightly going to say. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just
I thought at one time it was Cox, but it was Latchman because he went back to defend the corner.
Yeah.
But really and truly, it was a poor bit of. Here
That's
is
a good
the
ball.
corner.
That's well
Edwards
punched.
is there. So they're going to take another corner. You have to think now, Brent, the set plays, they've got to try and get the set plays to work for them. But here is the corner. This is not a bad one again. Edwards under some pressure. Oh, the shot coming, not a good one. Seemed to be Henry. Never got over it. And it went high over the bar. So we are in to add it on time. Just about a minute and a half so far gone. Leach. This is Bailey, who was yellow carded in that whole episode. Making that run going on the left side is Leach. Sends a good ball across. Well, luckily it's finally going to be sent upfield. But Gulston giving chase. Edwards is coming.
He's made his mind up early.
Ooh.
I wasn't sure if it was the right decision because obviously the defender was first.
Here's King. 3 shirts in the middle. 3. This is the shot comes, just goes over the bar. Not a good one. Never got hold of it. Was Collier, and he took it nicely. Went onto that left foot of his. Had the shot, but it went just over the bar.
Yeah, but I think his teammate coming in there may have had an impact in his shot, and they just couldn't seem to sort out who was going to take the shot. But it's an uphill task now for East Mucurapo, and it's sad because when they were just getting into the game, Colin Lightning struck, and then now when they were getting into the game again,
they get a man sent
off.
And especially Latchman, he seemed as
correct.
well to be coming into the game better. He was going wide on the right. He was the one who sent that ball across to Gulston. And Gulston looks
a handful.
Yeah, he does. This is Bailey. Eventually it's played out and the referee whistle goes to indicate it's halftime here. We've had a very, very eventful first half. It's everything has happened. It started in brilliant sunshine and then there was a drizzle and Fatima scored early. Then we had a lightning strike. The players had to come off. It's all been happening here at Fatima College ground. But at the half, Fatima, they lead here against East Mucurapo by 1-0. The goal coming in the 8th minute, as early as the 8th minute, through Michael Shaves. A really well-taken goal here by him. So there we are at the half in this, the Secondary Schools Football League Premiership Division. Fatima College, they lead against East Mucurapo by 1-0.
Welcome to SSFL Premiership Division.
Welcome back here to Fatima College ground, and Fatima College, the home team, they lead at the moment by 1-0 in a goal scored in the 8th minute through Michael Shaves, and that's all. But a very eventful first half. Let's have a look at the highlights. So there is referee Timothy Derry getting the action going, and it was all Fatima in the first 8 to 10 minutes, and it was no surprise when the ball was played into Shaves. He went for the far post, it came off the post and went into the goal, and that was a 1 goal. The ball coming into him through the guns, really a good ball, and he took it nicely, took it on that left foot, hit it with his right. And then the Mucurapo, East Mucurapo, came more into the game. They started to settle. They started slowly, but they settled down nicely. There was a goalkeeper Edwards had to come out and intercept. Was injured in the process, but he's recovered quite nicely. And then this was Mucurapo again on the charge. And there was Henry trying to get forward, and Edwards coming to the rescue again of Fatima. This one, he wasn't able to hold on to it, but he still did well in the end. And then Fatima, after then they came back into the game, certainly had a couple chances, heading wide. There was King, and then Smith with the cross, and the shot from the guns didn't have the kind of power that was needed. And Shaves, he went for the bottom corner, just was wide, did very well. He beat the man, and then Gulston with the best chance Mucurapo has had. The ball came across him, he took it inside the defender, had the shot, but goalkeeper Edwards was there. Brilliant bit of goalkeeping from him. So at the half, Fatima leading here by 1-0. Michael Shaves, the goal scorer. Let's have a look at the stats with Brenton Hans.
At the stats, Fatima College 6 shots, East Mucurapo 4 shots on target, even playing field there. Fouls 7 on Fatima's side, 4 on East Mucurapo's side. Yellow cards 1 on East Mucurapo, but Fatima College, they also had 1 as well. Red cards 1 on East Mucurapo's sides. Offsides 2 Fatima College. Corners 4 to Fatima College, 2 to East Mucurapo. Saves were even there. Possession 60-40 in favor of Fatima College. What do the statistics speak to regarding the half?
Well, a couple numbers, first of all, that jumps out at you. First of all, is the possession stat, 60-40 for Fatima College. But when you get down into the details, out of that 60% possession from Fatima College, they've only had 6 shots on the goal, and 3 of those was on target. And I think the biggest stat, of course, is the red card factor. That is certainly going to have its impact into the second half. When you look at those numbers, it suggests, yes, Fatima's had the domination, but what they haven't been is ruthless in front of goal, and that's the reason why we're still at 1-0 here at the half.
Well, we are 1-0, and this goalkeeper still has a clean sheet. After we take a look at Tristan Edwards, Brent, we're going to talk a little bit about moving into the second half. Here is Fatima College's clean sheet keeper, Mr. Tristan Edwards.
I've been playing for SSFL physically and most of all mentally. I would say physically, I've been doing a lot of more work in the gym. Every week we have 2 gym days as well as 3 training days on the field. Mentally, I would say I've been doing a lot of more research into mental habits by professionals and how they care about themselves. I would say I look up to Kiba Rumini as he balanced academics and sports very well, and he's currently in the US on scholarship. My pre-game rituals is I must always put on my right boot before my left boot and put on my right sock before my left sock. Something I do every game. I did it once and it worked out for me, so I did it for the rest of the game. What I think gives my team the advantage on the football field is we have unlimited amounts of chemistry, as we are all currently in upper 6 and we were playing together since 4 months. I would say my advice to the younger players is just continue to be yourself. Don't try to impress the coaches, don't try to do anything outside the box that is not you. Once you're you on the football field, the stats, the goals, the clean sheet will follow.
Tristan Edwards, clearly he put on his right boot before his left today. Brent Sancho, the score right now at Fatima College grounds, the Mucurapo Derby. Fatima College 1, East Mucurapo 0. What does East Mucurapo need to do to get back in this game?
Well, first of all, they have to get their discipline back. They cannot afford another momentary lapse of indiscipline. That's the reason they are now facing an uphill battle going into the game. All is not lost because we've seen in flashes that they have the individual capabilities to get things going, and particularly Golson up front.
Yeah.
He looks a tricky customer. If they can get him into those isolated situations with defenders, they may just have a chance.
What does losing Clint Latchman actually mean for the team?
Well, I think it does have an impact in the way they want to play tactically. They're going to have to be a little bit more compact in their approach. They were trying to be a little bit expansive, trying to get down the flanks. That's not going to work for them now because numerically they're short. So they have to focus now in finding those moments. We talked about set plays, and we also talked about the individual creativity. That's going to be key for East Mucurapo.
Well, key for East Mucurapo may also be this next young man stepping up more and more. Here is their goalkeeper, Deshaun Alexander.
Preparation has been hard during the preseason, but we are conquering it. We're facing some challenges right now, but I assure you that we will be winning all our games. I stay motivated by training. I just train every day and just stay mentally focused. I look up to Edison from Man City. He can play with his foot like me and save just like me. I love how he does play. So my mentor is my father. He always pushes me to the limit. He buys my clothes, buy my boots for me, and every day he takes care of me. So I look up to him as my mentor. The current format, yes, it will be more challenging because there's more teams we will be playing. My team advantage is that we can run long teams, and more fitter than teams. We can bounce around the ball and kill you quick in attack. My goals for this season, I want to win the Intercol and the Premiership and come out as top 1 goalkeeper for this year.
He's aiming to be top goalkeeper, Deshaun Alexander, East Mucurapo Secondary School. The score here at Fatima College grounds, this is the Mucurapo Derby, 1-0 Fatima College in the lead. And KC in Jamaica, they're actually 2-0 up on Camperdown High School. Remember, all of the secondary schools football league action and the ISSA schoolboy football action you can catch on the SportsMax app. When we come back around, the second half action to determine the kings of Mucurapo in the Mucurapo Derby. We are here, Fatima College grounds. East Mucurapo Secondary School against Fatima College.
Well, we've just started the second half here, and Fatima quickly on the attack and trying to get an early goal. As from the kickoff, they went up that left side, and eventually Mucurapo clears their lines. But still, Fatima in control. It's with Smith. He chips it forward, looking for Shaves. He couldn't control it. It goes through to goalkeeper. Alexander. Remember, East Mucurapo down to 10 men as in the first half. Clint Latchman, he was sent off. A little bit of violence. He got a straight red card for violent conduct. Hit out at Christian Bailey. But here is Fatima. Atherton loses out as they come forward with it. Gulston giving chase, but Smith is there.
Yeah, he did well, Smith. His position was well, and his pace as well pulled him out. It's an uphill battle for East Mucurapo.
I'm looking to see if they've made any changes. I think East Mucurapo, they've made some changes. And we'll have to give you that in a minute, because I'm seeing on the field Jarvis. I'm seeing Jarvis on the field for East Mucurapo. So he must have come on. He must have come on for not too sure who. But we'll give you that. We'll give you that information shortly. But here is Smith playing it to Bailey. Bailey has come back over onto this right side. Still Bailey in possession. Getting it there to Fatima has also made a substitution, because I'm also seeing on the number 11 on the field. Not sure who he came for. So I think both teams haven't made a substitution each. But because I'm seeing Jarvis on the field for Eastwood. Here's Jarvis in possession. Has a crack. Oh, not a bad effort from the sub. Well, that was from about 30, 35 meters out. He absolutely hammered it, and he had Edwards scrambling.
Well, it looked like he took that shot from Tragreed Road, which is about 5 miles out from here. But the confidence, he had one thing in his mind, Colin, once he picked that ball up, Jarvis, and that was to have a strike and goal. And he wasn't far off. Good technique, laces on it. And the ball just sailed over as we have another look. Look at that for a strike. I tell you what, Edwards was certainly worried. I was.
Well, here is Fatima looking to go up that left side. And it's played out, so it's going to be a throw for Fatima. The throw taken by Shaves. It's played out to Leach. As looks to be King. So we do have some scores coming through. Naparima 3, Prez 0, Sawo 1. So
well, Naps was up 3 goals against Pleasantville.
And
0-0 at QRC and Trinity East.
Yep.
And of course, St. Benedict's College is looking at their first 3 points of the
leading
season.
Bishops 1-0, but that is a difficult assignment for them because it's being played in Tobago, in Bishops.
Yeah.
So, but they're so far so good for them because they're in the lead. Here is the ball over to the far post, headed away.
He's a lucky boy, that defender.
He headed it back
Right
across
back
the goal.
yeah.
But here is Bailey getting it towards the Gans, and eventually
this is where they have to be. They have to be economical.
Well, Jarvis trying to get forward.
That's short.
This ball played up. Shaves making the run. Still, Shaves in possession. Sends it over to the far side. Oh, it's overhit. And this is the ball played over here to the near side to Bailey. So the ball played back here to Smith. Smith still in possession. Here going down that right side there, unfortunately, was Henry, but a good interception.
And he had an option to his left in Jarvis, but he decided, again, and that's what I talked about, being economical in the approach. You're going to spend a lot of time chasing the football. When you do have that chance to break out, you have to make sure that it's worth it and you get a decent shot on target.
So Fatima making 2 substitutions. Deckel coming on for Collier and Mason for King. So Mason. And I know Jarvis came on for Mucurapo, but so Jarvis came on for Taylor. And Luke replacing Brewster. So here is Smith in possession, getting it to Bailey. Bailey trying to go past his man. A loose ball is picked up by Smith. He's trying to get Shaves going, but eventually it's played out as the ball is in the middle of the field with Muckshine. Muckshine losing possession as that ball is now with Bailey. Getting the cross in. But this could be a chance. It's a goal. Goal number 2. The man who has come on there as a substitute, it looks to be Deckel, came on as a substitute and he's put it into the back of the net in minute number 52.
Yeah, and East Mucurapo, Colin, again, bringing their own problems to the floor. Should have cleared the lines. Instead, they allowed Fatima College the ball after they made a mistake at the back. Here's another look. It's a good finish by Deckles. It's ironic because it's the same position that Golson was in the first half. But Deckles did make a mistake, and now it's 2-0.
Yep, so that is Deckel, the man putting the ball in the back of the net for Fatima. So they now go 2-0 up. So this is Gulston looking for Jarvis. He does find Jarvis, but good interception by Atherton. Plays it back to Williams. Played wide to Leach. He plays a good ball in field to Digans. Digans all the way back to Atherton. Oh, that's a poor ball from Edwards. It's going to be a throw for Mucurapo.
Yeah, complacent at best, and maybe just didn't execute the right way. But I'm very sure that Coach Hudson Charles and the coaching staff may be thinking, how do they close this one out, Colin? Because the last thing you want is a 10-man East Mucurapo team to think they have a way back into this. And that would come from being professional in their approach. That's a good ball.
That's a good ball. This could be another chance here. Can it be saved? It is. Going back there was Cox. Just not hit hard enough. Looks to be Mason, the man wide out there, who got the better of the defender and tried. It is Mason, Jonathan Mason, and he was trying to put it into the back of the net. Just didn't have enough power, Brent.
Yeah, needed conviction and a bit of belief, and he would have put it into the back of the net. Instead, he left it short. And you just felt, Colin, that if that ball had gone into the net, that would have been game over for East Mucurapo. With 10 men and 3 goals down, he just can't see them coming back.
Well,
chance missed by Fatima.
It certainly is. So here, just coming up to 55 minutes of this game. Did well. Gets it to Digans. Digans plays a good ball. This could be another chance here. On the keeper comes, he misses. It's goal number 3. Well, you have to say Alexander was at fault there. He came, he didn't make contact, the ball went through. It seemed to be, is it Mason? This time I think he's put the ball into the back of the net. Not I think he's put the ball into the back of the net. But he has put the ball into the back of the net. And all of a sudden, it's falling apart now for Mucurapo.
Yeah, and I talked about keeping their discipline, Colin, and that's gone out the window, because what Alexander did is very much along the lines of being indisciplined. There's no business for him being out there. The ball's going out wide, rushed out of his goal, and left Bailey with the simplest of tasks of putting it into the back of the net. Again, Colin, where you see the ball's position, there's no business for Alexander to be there, but instead he rushes out of the goal and is easily beaten by Bailey and allows him to slot it into the back of the net.
Yeah, Bailey has come, he went over onto that left side and Mason had come over, now they've switched back. But in the meantime, the goalkeeper, he's all right, Alexander, so he's back up on his feet. But the thing is, at 3-0 down, Brent, you can't see any way back at all for this East Mucurapo team.
Of course, if they continue in the vein that they're doing, that they're playing now, which is being very indisciplined in their approach. The second goal was a mistake at the back, gave the ball away. They should have cleared their lines, allowed Fatima back into it. And then the third goal, of course, a moment of madness by Alexander, who, of course, scurried off his line when there was no reason for it. There were at least 3 defenders in tow of Bailey, and the ball, more importantly, was about 15 yards to the right of the goal.
Well, here's Smith. Sends it forward towards the Gans. The Gans trying to get the better of the defender, and it's overhit. It's going to be a goal kick for East Mucurapo. So 3 goals to Fatima, Michael Shaves in the first half, and Tom Deckel and Christian Bailey scored goals number 2 and goals number 3. So a yellow card given here. This time the yellow card goes to Camacho. So the second Fatima player to be booked.
You just wonder, Colin, if that third goal has taken any belief that East Mucurapo may have had of a comeback out of them.
So here is the free kick. Comes off the head of Williams and goes behind for a right-sided corner.
Yeah, if we have a lot of look at it, I tell you what, I was naughty. It's a bit over the ball. It was forceful, but I don't think necessarily...
No, not a red card, is it?
No, it's not.
So it's going to be a right-sided corner for East Mucurapo. Not a bad corner at all, but the keeper doesn't hold on to it. He got a touch, and eventually it's going to be sent back in field. This could be a chance, but that's a good tackle. Excellent tackle. As East Mucurapo now putting some pressure on this Fatima defense. Fatima looking to clear the lines. This could be a chance. The shot comes. Deflection. They've got another corner. So they even though with 10 men, Brent, and 3 goals down, every now and again, suddenly East Mucurapo, they wake up, play some really good balls inside, in and around the box, but just not finishing.
Yeah, we saw snippets of that in the first half. We talked about their individual creativity that they have in and around the goal, and we started to see it now in the second half.
Well, here is the corner, and they've taken some really good corners, but here's the ball finally cleared upfield. And Shaves, the lone man at the moment, he is the Lone Ranger. He's holding up the ball. He's getting some support. The Mucurapo team not coming back in numbers. As Shaves, still in possession, sends it across field. And Bailey looking to have a shot, but never really got hold of it. Sent to Shaves. Trying to play it back into towards the Gans, but it's one here as Mucurapo coming away with it. This is Henry. That's a good ball for Gulston. Let's see if he's not going to get there. It was overhit a little bit. Good idea, because he was making the run and it was just a little bit overhit.
Yeah, good idea, but wrong execution. He needed to use his left foot there. Once he tried to angle his body to play with his right, it was always going to be overhit. A left-footed pass would have been a lot more suitable, because Gulston was in acres of space outside on the right side there, and we already see his ability in 1v1 situations. I'm quite sure that may have ended up in some sort of at least a goal on shot, a goal on target, I should say. Again, East Mucurapo showing moments.
Well, here is Fatima coming forward with it, trying to find Bailey. But it's picked up by East Mucurapo as they come forward with it through Muckshine. That's a good ball, getting it wide to Henry. And good tackle in the end. But all of a sudden, East Mucurapo with their 10 men, Brent, they're starting to come forward and causing some problems at the back for Fatima.
Well, they're throwing some caution to the wind, Colin, and they're putting numbers up front. But this is the end result of it, because when you throw numbers up front, you leave yourself open like this at the back. That's a good tackle.
Excellent tackle there from Henry. We see a yellow card is going to be reduced to Mohammed. They've got to keep their discipline, because that was a tough tackle on Camacho.
Yeah, and it's why they're down currently. It's indiscipline. It's has nothing to do with the way Coach Saunders have set them up,
no,
or the quality that they have in the team, but they've really shot themselves in the foot today. From the red card situation, of course, the first goal that they gave up, again, they could have cleared their lines. Instead, a tackle by Camacho allowed the ball to ricochet onto Shaves, and he put it into the back of the net. And we could say the same for the second and third goal. Indecision, indiscipline, wrong selection, wrong choices. And now they're 3 goals down. And then, of course, the red card.
I tell you what, they're a better team than being 3 goals down.
They are, certainly.
Yeah, it's really, you know, they're gonna cause some surprises during the course of the season.
Once they remain disciplined.
That's right. No, you're right. Yeah, very, very correct. Here is the ball played wide. This is Bailey actually sending it over, but there's Camacho. Still Camacho, and eventually is he brought down? No, says the referee. Good tackle as East Mucurapo coming away with it. The ball played out onto that far side, and Williams is there. He bangs it out, and it's going to be a throw for East Mucurapo. They're going to make Fatima is going to make a sub. It looks like the Gans is going to come off. And Alcantara is coming on. So Alcantara comes on for the Gans. Of course, Alcantara was one of their standouts last year. I'm not sure if his father is here. His father attends every single game. So Shaves has also come off, and Karaya. So Karaya is on for Shaves. As here, East Mucurapo trying to create something. In the end, it was a wayward pass, and it's going to be a goal kick for Fatima.
That's a probing ball upfield. Actually dealt with by East Mucurapo. As Colin, the heavens has opened up again.
Yeah.
It's been a funny day.
And we still got, what, another 25 minutes. It's a good ball. This could be a chance. Henry in possession. Sends it across field. Well defended. But here comes East Mucurapo again.
Poor touch.
And that's going to be a free kick. Foul committed by Deckel.
They've had their moments, East
Yeah.
Mucurapo, certainly. And again, you have to lament on the fact that a lot of their downfall is through their own doing. We've seen some flashes of individual brilliance. We've seen some flashes of good play, interplay, when they've gotten the opportunities. But in the moment when it counts, they've shown indiscipline, and that's why they're 3 goals down.
Well, it's going to be a free kick for East Mucurapo. I think they're looking to make a substitution. And the player coming off, let's see, is McShine. So McShine is off. And we'll let you know who Parks, the number 19 player, Parks. See if he can create any sparks here for East Mucurapo. So Parks, the number 19 player on, as that ball sent upfield by Edwards to Correa. Correa as well trying to get wrong his man in Henry, but shackled by Mohammed, but still it's Correa. Gets it back to Deckel. Still Deckel in possession. Goes wide. Not a great ball, but couldn't keep it in. And Mason is the man, couldn't keep it in, and it's gone out. So the throw has been taken already, as East Mucurapo regains some sort of possession. Does well. Is the man Atiba trying to get it down to Parks, but Mason gets it back for Fatima, plays it in field towards Camacho over to Leach plays a good ball forward as Bailey looking to go up that left side. So there is the confirmation of the yellow card for Deckel. As East Mucurapo looking to come away with it. Smith does very well, gets it to Deckel. He plays it in field. Trying to go wide towards Leach. He slows it down as Fatima trying to conjure up something here. The shot comes. Oh my word! What a goal! But again, you have to say, from that angle, you would have thought that Alexander would have done much better. He punched it, but was never really in control of it. And the goal there, certainly, it came from a long way out. And Alexander would be ruined that mistake.
Yeah, and it's really down to him. He's misjudged it. He's looking around in shock. As we have a better look at it here, he actually, Colin, it looked like it was going out. And he actually, with his hand, tapped it back into the goal as we are now approaching the cooling break. And you'd have to think that's game, set, match, Fatima College.
And it's that man who has just come on, Justin Alcantara, was the man who put it into the back of his neck, the net. His daddy must be running around the field in celebration because he had just come on. He's took the shot from a difficult angle. He went for the far post, and boy, oh boy, he was able to put it into the back of the net. And Fatima College now, they are running away here with victory. They lead by 4-0. But I must admit, I was surprised when I saw that ball hitting the back of the net, the shot coming from Alcantara. But Alexander, he really, in the second half, he's not had such a great afternoon. So, the players just had a little bit of a cooling break. Just about what? 6 coming up to 70 minutes. Still 20 minutes left in this game. And Fatima are out of sight at the moment, leading here by 4-0. So they're going to take the
Well,
touch. Where's the ball?
they're looking for a ball. So we've seen it all. Even a missed lightning, sunshine, red card, and a missing football.
Well, so they're back up here with Gulston. Sends a nice ball forward. This is Atherton, but he loses out. Not a good defending. Should have cleared his lines. So here comes Bailey. Looking to play a 1-2. That's hit a little too straight. Oh, but he does get the ball back.
It's just careless. Really, really careless.
Ball goes wide. Out there to Mason. Deckel. The shot comes. Hits the bar. Well.
They're really struggling now.
Yep, they are. I think they're just waiting for the final whistle.
Yeah. And again, a lot of it, I know I sound like a broken record, Colin, but it's down to their own demise.
So it's going to be a right-sided corner. Alexander doesn't hold on to it, and eventually the loose ball, he dives on top of that loose ball. Sends a long one forward. Trying to get Jarvis going. This is Williams. Plays it to Smith. Bailey is coming wide to get it. This is Bailey. It comes off of Mohammed, and it's going to be a throw as Mucurapo looking to make yet another substitution. Henry is coming off. This is Alcantara playing it up forward towards Smith. Leach. Atherton. That's a good ball to Bailey. Trying to get it to Correa, but Cox is in the way. And this is Cox. Oh, he's pushed it a little too far ahead of him. But luckily they get the rebound, and the ball is played out towards Jarvis. Edwards gets Leach going. He's playing it into the midfield towards Camacho. Camacho plays a good ball. Not a good ball because it's intercepted by Gulston. Gulston coming forward with it. He's looking for some support. Really gets none. And he should have waited. But they give it right back to Mucurapo. Fatima. As Atiba. Good run coming forward there. Was Luke. Gulston. Looking to get the 1-2. Intercepted, and Williams wins it. Gets it out to Bailey. Seems to have a lot of running in him, doesn't he? As he plays that ball forward. Here comes Smith. And I think it may have come off of Smith, so it's going to be a goal kick for East Mucurapo. So it's goal kick for East Mucurapo. Coming up to 75 minutes of this game. Just 15 minutes left. The question is, can East Mucurapo at least get a consolation? Ball is played wide to Mohammed. Gets it to Gulston. He's had a good game for East Mucurapo. Should have scored in the first half. Looks to get it down towards Parks. Atiba. But it's with Leach. Plays it into Deckel. Leach taking his time now. Slowing down things. Sends it over towards Bailey. Trying to get the return ball from Alcantara. And eventually the shot comes, goes just a bit wide. Should have hit the target.
Yeah. And of course presented to him by the East Mucurapo player with an errant pass.
So Bailey is making his way off and Jordan is coming on for the Fatima skipper. Here comes Jordan, the number 5 player. But this is Gulston for East Mucurapo. Trying to play it down line, but Smith wins it. Eventually, Gulston being confronted by Alcantara. But goes to Atiba and he gives it away, but one back there. Going down that right side is Luke. Wins the throw-in. Ball, in fact, now coming off of the East Mucurapo team. And it's going to be a throw for Fatima. The throw already taken. Sent infield towards Williams. Wide is Smith. This ball played back. This is Leach, wide on the left for Fatima. Good ball played forward as Fatima now looking to come, trying to increase this lead, trying to get for number 5. But Luke is there, he plays it out and he goes down. So let's hope it's nothing more than cramp. And it's not a muscle injury. But the throw has been taken because Luke is off the field as the cross ball comes in, but overhit. Coming forward is Smith. Chips it over to the far post. And eventually it's headed out for a corner for Fatima. So a left-sided corner. Fatima leading 4-0. The goals coming from Shaves, Deckel, Bailey and Alcantara. It's played short. Not a good ball, but it goes into the middle. Alcantara has the shot, goes just wide. He moved in nicely, but it took a deflection. So even though he had the shot, it went just fractionally wide through the deflection. So Leach running over to take the right-sided corner for Fatima. 4-0. Fatima leading here against East Mucurapo. There's a slight drizzle at the moment. Headed over the bar. So it's yet another corner. But there was Cox getting there before anybody and couldn't get the header right, so he headed it over the bar and is giving Fatima another corner. Going across to take the corner is Jordan. That's not a bad corner, but unfortunately for Jordan, it just the breeze just took it beyond the post, and it's going to be a goal kick for East Mucurapo. Cox playing it forward. Eventually it comes off of Alcantara. It's going to be a throw for East Mucurapo. Looking to go down that right side. Seemed to be Atiba. Henry did well. Gets it to Luke, who's back on the field. Plays a good ball into the middle. But that's a bad delivery. And here comes Fatima regaining possession. This is Mason. Oh, that's a great tackle. But Mason regains possession. And eventually it's picked up there by Atiba, looking to get Gulston going, but Camacho wins it. Looking to come away with it. Plays it to Mason. And players now slipping and sliding all over the field because of the drizzle on at them here. Smith looking to take the throw. He's waiting for some movement. Has to go all the way back towards Arthurton. He gets it to Williams. As Fatima now slowing things down and taking control. Ball played into the middle to Camacho. This is Deckel. Jordan. Fatima now, as they say, keeping possession. Goes wide to Smith. His control is not that great, but he stops it from going outside and playing it forward, but not a good ball. He was confronted by Gulston. Here's Gulston now. Gets it back to Mohammed. Long ball forward. Parks giving chase in a foot race with Arthurton, who gets there first and plays safety. Plays it out of touch, and it's going to be a throw for Mucurapo. There's some of the spectators under the umbrella. And there is Mr. Anil Roberts, former Fatima striker.
Striker?
Yeah, he was a striker.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he was a striker. I mean,
quality one as well.
Well, I'm glad you're saying quality one, Brent. He missed a few goals that he should have scored. But one of his famous stories he will tell you against East Mucurapo. Well, in those days it was Mucurapo Senior Comp. And he got dropped from the team when he was on the bench. And
were you the coach?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell.
He was dropped. And
how long after were you dropped?
In those days, Brent, in those days, you're playing 80 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was goalless at the time. And after about 60 minutes, I told him go on the field. And I told him warm up. He said he's warm already. Went on the field, Brent, and he scored both. Fatima won 2-0. He scored both goals.
Both goals.
So after the match, he was in my face. So this is a free kick for East Mucurapo. I'm not too sure, Brent, who will player of the match. That's a very tough one.
May have to go with Bailey.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Shaves.
I was thinking of Bailey. I was thinking. Shaves as well. He opened the scoring for Fatima and was a real nuisance. Should have had another goal. What about the defense? Any of the defenders, Brent? Jaden Williams, Arthurton, both had very good games.
Yeah, I thought they were all solid. But I think the real spark for Fatima came with Bailey. He really provided the impetus for them. Obviously involved in that unsavory situation.
Maybe we could look at Shaves. He lighted up the first 20 minutes for Fatima and got the go-ahead goal.
Of course, the wing backs as well for Fatima College did it
Leach and,
very well.
And Smith, they've been pretty good, pretty solid. But here's Gulston.
That's a good ball.
Yep. Gets it to Parks. Looking for Jarvis. Edwards comes out nicely. His anticipation is pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah. And he's done the job when needed. I think when you roll it back to that save he made against Golston in the first half, if that had went in, maybe talking a different situation here for East Mucurapo. That's a good ball.
Lovely ball towards Mason, but he's offside. So it's going to be a free kick for East Mucurapo. So the ball has to go back. Yeah, so maybe Michael Shaves, man of the match. So the ball played wide to Mohammed. Goes down the line to Gulston. I like the look of Gulston, Brent. I think he's going to be, I think he's going to have a good season. I think he just needs to be able to find the back of the net.
Yeah, because he did have that one gilt-edged chance, but you have to give him credit because he created it on his own, with his touch.
He's played a different role in the second half, though. He seemed to have gone wide since Latchman was put off. He seemed to have taken on the wide role, whereas in the first half, he was more central.
Yeah.
Yeah, here he's interesting. But this East Mucurapo side, don't let the 4-0 cloud your vision, because they're not a bad side.
Yeah, and the game was really decided by moments, flashpoints.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think that is why they have found themselves in this position, because they also had moments for them in the positive.
Right. That's right.
They didn't take advantage of it.
You made the point that basically they lost their discipline, and that was the problem.
Yeah.
Is the free kick not a good one? That's not going to beat Edwards.
And there was no need to.
Yeah.
There was no need to do it. And I think that's, from a Dale Saunders perspective, would be the annoying point, because he set them up in the right way tactically. They started to get into the game, and although being 1-0 down, they started to get more involved in it, and then the red card.
And the red card really,
away.
Because defensively, they're not bad. You have Henry and Cox at the back, and then the two wing backs, Brewster and Mohammed, going forward a lot, both Mohammed and Brewster. But of course, once you're down to 10 men, it puts a problem going forward. Here is a foul on Gulston, so it's going to be a free kick. Just getting some score lines here. St. Benedict's, they defeated Bishops by 3-0. And then Speyside, they lost 2-1 against St. Anthony's. So St. Anthony's winning their first game by 2-1. We understand that
looks like in Jamaica, Colin, Calabar is up 1-0 against Charlie Smith. The goal scored by Javel Watson over in the Easter Schoolboys. So football in Trinidad and football in Tobago and football in Jamaica, all having goals.
Gulston in an offside position, so a free kick for Fatima. So St. Benedict's getting their first win against Bishops by 3-0. That's an interesting result, because it's always difficult heading to Tobago, Brent. Remember in the old days with Signal Hill,
it was almost impossible.
Dwight York and Colvin Hutchinson. You couldn't beat Signal Hill and Bertil Sinclair, the coach.
Well, you played against Signal Hill and all the inhabitants on the island.
That's right.
And you played against them.
They had a lot of support.
Yeah, loud support. And sometimes you could mistake the match officials as being part of that support.
No comment. Here is Fatima on the attack. Declan looking to play it through. And good defending again. And cleared upfield. So we coming up to 90 minutes. We'll have to wait and see just how much added on time there will be, as this is Alcantara. We understand there's 3 minutes of added on time, as that ball goes to the far post, and that's a good save. That's probably Alexander's best moment. The ball was at the far post and coming in at that far post. So let's see, it wasn't Mason. It could very well have been Correa coming in at that far post. and was not able, he volleyed it, but the goalkeeper stood firm. Here is Smith. Trying to get past his man, decides to go back to Alcantara. He goes further back, gets it towards Williams. Williams plays that long searching ball over on that far side. Fatima looking to create something yet again in the last minute. And this could be problems for Mucurapo. And that's a good tackle. No, this is Alcantara. He scored his second. He's come on as a sub and has scored his second. Fatima's fifth here of the afternoon. Alexander couldn't do anything about that. You have to say the defenders allowed too much space to Alcantara, and he scored his second. Well, if his daddy wasn't jumping, he's not running around the field because it's 5-0. There is Alcantara, Justin Alcantara. He scored his second goal of the, he came on as a sub, but look at the room and the time he had, Brent. He could have literally picked his spot.
Yeah, and he did pick his spot, and he thrashed it home. He showed a bit of strength, of course, just leaving his man in his wake, and then, of course, pulled that trigger with venom, and 5-0. Really disappointing result here for East Mucurapo. Remember, coming into this game, only conceding 1 goal.
That's right.
And a big victory down.
Big victory against the Benedicts. Huge victory.
So
they must
wrong here today.
Yeah, they must be very, very disappointed with their display here today.
Yeah.
So we're coming up to the final minute. Another yellow card. And I think it's Jaden Williams who's got that yellow card. But it's going to be a free kick. Can East Mucurapo at least pull one back? So we're just awaiting the free kick to be taken. Not much time after this free kick left, because we're just coming up to the 3 minutes of added on time. Not sure how much added on time the referee will give to the added on time. So standing over the ball is Atiba. Here's the shot from Atiba. Takes a deflection. That's a good save. Double save there by Edwards. Brilliant in the end. Nicely worked free kick. Took a little bit of a deflection, but the ground now, Brent, it's a little bit with
slick.
Yeah,
and the ball, of course, traveled through with some pace. And Edwards, at full stretch, managed to keep it out not just once, Colin, but twice.
That's right. Well, here is the final whistle. And Fatima College, they have come away with this Mucurapo derby in flying colours, in great style here, by winning 5-0 against an East Mucurapo team that's not a bad team, but things just did not go well for them here today. It was not a great afternoon for them. They went behind early, a goal from Chavez, and they started to get into the game, and it was even Steven from them. They had a wonderful chance from Gulston. He didn't convert, and then a red card for Clint Latchman, and everything turned for East Mucurapo in the second half. They conceded 4 goals in the second half. Deckel, Bailey and Alcantara, 2 more goals to make it Fatima 5-0. We're going to just have a look at the highlights here of this game. A game where you have to say that Fatima won handsomely in the end. But let's have a look at the highlights as it started here with Michael Shaves. Brilliant goal. He took it so very well. Was the rebound, and there was the ball by Degan sent into Shaves, and he banged it into that far corner to make it a 1-0. And then Smith with the cross, and the shot from Degans didn't have the power, and Alexander held on to it. This is Gulston, had that opportunity, probably the best opportunity Mucurapo had. East Mucurapo, he couldn't find the back of the net. He tried to place it away from goalkeeper Edwards and wasn't able to do that. And then Fatima coming forward again, and that is a good bit of goalkeeping. He anticipated well, did Alexander. But up the left side, this was Atherton sending that ball infield, but too close to Alexander. And again, he was keeping really well at that point in time. But Bailey sends the ball across. Here's Deckel, finds the back, too much space, too much room for Deckel. And he was able to control it. He stopped it and then put it into the back of the net. So that was 2-0. And then there was Deckel there, the replay of that Deckel's goal. He had just too much time. He was able to take that ball on his right foot, put it on the left, and then Mason making that run through just didn't have enough power and was cleared off the line by Cox. Good defending. At that point in time, it was still 2-0, and Mucurapo were certainly in the game. But it all went wrong after that for them, as this was an attack up that left side. There goes Bailey. The keeper came out, didn't get hold of it, and Bailey bangs it into the net to make it 3-0. Long ball played, and Bailey running onto it, gets the better of the keeper, and then was able to slot it home to make it 3-0. And then Alcantara coming on as a substitute from a difficult angle, side-footed it, went to the far post. The keeper wasn't able to punch it. It actually came off of his hands and went into the back of the net and made it a 4-0. And then the shot coming off the crossbar. We went into 90 minutes of this game, and with Fatima leading 4-0, and then Alcantara again winning possession just at the edge of the box and banging it into the back of the net. And there it is, making it 5-0, an emphatic victory in the end for Fatima, as referee Derry blows the whistle to indicate it was full time. And let's have a look at the stats. Shots 11-7 from Fatima as opposed to East Mucurapo. Shots on target 7 for Fatima, 4 for East Mucurapo. 9 fouls to 4 committed by Fatima as opposed to East Mucurapo. 4 yellow cards for Fatima, 2 yellow cards for East Mucurapo, 1 red card for East Mucurapo. There were 3 offsides to 1, 6 corners to 4 in favor of Fatima, 7 saves by the East Mucurapo keeper as opposed to 4 by Fatima. And look at that final possession there, 65-35, but an emphatic victory by Fatima, 5-0. Let's go down to Hans. He's got the man of the match with him.
You do have the man of the match, the man that opened the scoring today. Michael Shaves, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, can you take us through what was going through your mind for that first goal, the opener of today?
Well, in my head, I'm thinking goal. I'm thinking get that shot off as quick as possible and just finish it, and luckily it hit the back of the net.
Well, congratulations to you on that one. What are your goals for the rest of the season?
Well, for me, this season is all about goals. I'm aiming for big numbers, and hopefully I can keep it up for the rest of the season.
And there it is, a recap of that goal that started it today. All right, thank you very much. Congratulations going to Michael Shaves. We now have Brent Sancho with our coaches this evening.
Thank you very much, Hans. Of course, Coach, a couple moments of indiscipline within this game. May, of course, Mucurapo, your assessment of the 90 minutes.
Yeah, well, the game started fairly well. But then some calls that we didn't really like, from the referees, even the linesmen and things. But, in football, we know how things happen. So we just have to play as it goes on.
Of course, the scoreline is not what you really wanted going into the rest of the season. Are there things within this game that you saw that certainly needs to be worked on going into your next fixture?
We was a little too casual, especially in the defensive part of the game there. But offensively, we was fairly well. You know what I mean? So we'll have to go back home and do our homework. And we will come again.
Thank you very much, Coach. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Coach, an emphatic victory. Your assessment of the 90 minutes plus.
Yes, I'm thankful for the victory, thankful for the 3 points. I thought we guys, I still feel we could have done much more. You know, at times we give them too much room to play, right? But that's something we're going to work on is third game, and there's still a lot of room for improvement.
Well, I know you're talking about improvement. I could either pick two, the amount of goals you've scored so far, but I want to hone into the fact that you haven't conceded thus yet in the season. I'm talking about the regular season for the SSFL. Is that a testament to some of the work that you would have done defensively since the Super Cup game?
Oh, well, yes. My defensive coach, Isham Gomes, he been working with these guys most of the sessions, right? And that's testament to the work that he's putting in that we haven't conceded as yet.
Thank you very much, Coach. All the best.
Thank you.
Well, we say thank you very much to our coaches, and we are getting ready to wrap up here at Fatima College grounds in Mucurapo, the Kings of Mucurapo this time around, Fatima College. Well, we're getting ready for more secondary schools football league action, and we have Malik Secondary going up against Speyside High School inside round 4 of the SSFL Premiership. Now, when we look at the action in Jamaica, we also have action on Saturday with Sydney Bagon STEM School versus BB Coke High School. Look out for that one. The action continues, and we urge you to download the SportsMax app and stay in tune to all of the action. On behalf of the entire SportsMax team, my name is Hans Devines. Thank you so much for viewing this Mucurapo derby in the Secondary Schools Football League Premiership Division. Join us next time. Remember the score today, finally, Fatima College 5, East Mucurapo 0.
Welcome to SSFL Premiership Division.